All right, to this now, staying with international news, unlike many countries in the global south, India has steered clear of criticizing the Trump's actions in Venezuela as a key trade deal with the US hangs in the balance. This even as Indian companies with investments in the country are bracing themselves for how things pan out in the Latin American nation. Well, Neha Poonia has more from New Delhi for us.
New Delhi's statement on America's action in Venezuela made no reference to the US, and it didn't condemn the Trump administration's military operation either. This is a stark contrast, for example, from what China has said on the issue, where it said it cannot accept one country acting as the world's judge. New Delhi's statement simply said that it, quote, supports the well-being and safety of the people of Venezuela. It's also called for a peaceful resolution of the crisis through dialogue, something it said about Ukraine and Gaza as well. Experts say India's careful stance on this issue is not surprising at all. And this is coming, of course, at a time when India and US are holding talks to finalize a trade deal that will hopefully see 50% tariffs slapped against Indian goods easing to some extent. The talks started soon after President Trump's term began in 2025, but have dragged on for nearly a year as the American leader has repeatedly hit out at India over its purchase of Russian crude oil. Over the weekend, President Trump issued another threat to New Delhi, said he could hike tariffs further. Now, experts say New Delhi's careful reaction to Venezuela is aimed at ensuring that, beyond existing tensions, nothing derails trade talks further. Indian companies are also watching to see what happens next with Venezuelan oil production, given the US's expanded role in that sector. Before US sanctions kicked in, New Delhi was one of the largest buyers of Venezuelan crude, but in recent years, its imports have dipped by as much as 80%. Reports suggest India has discussed buying oil from Venezuela to replace Russian crude supplies with the US. And if sanctions are now lifted, analysts say that will benefit Indian refiners.
We'll get diversification in our import bill. Our dependence on some of these countries can reduce. Second, like I said, we have the refinery capability to be able to refine the heavy crude oil of Venezuela. It will open up basically two avenues for us. One, we can immediately import from Venezuela and turn it around. It opens up export businesses or potential business for India. Third, in terms of the businesses which have their assets in the Venezuelan oil field, that can open up and new businesses out there can also venture out.
ONGC Videsh Limited, which is the overseas arm of the Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited, has owned a 40% stake in Venezuela's San Cristobal oil field since 2008. It also has investments in another project where production has also been stalled. Indian companies have also been waiting to recover nearly $1 billion in unpaid dues, according to some reports from those projects. Now, if American sanctions are lifted and Indian companies get a green light from the US, analysts say it will be a win-win situation for New Delhi because it will help it secure its energy needs while possibly also helping ease tensions with the US over Russian oil imports. Neha Poonia, SABC News, New Delhi.